Rules unwritten and rules intended is not homebrewing. It's just the way that a certain GM will interpret certain rules, what actually breaks a long rest. We can argue semantics, but when we're actually deciding how a ruling is ruled, very rarely is there one correct way. One dungeon master's way of ruling and another dungeon master's way of ruling could still fit rules as written, but it's just difference of rules of intended. And so it's not necessarily a homebrew change. And there's a lot of conflict with this. A lot of times, people that will play at certain tables and play at new tables will get very frustrated because they think they understand a rule. And then all of a sudden, they'll make a decision on how they play a character based upon that ruling. And then find out the dungeon master doesn't rule that way. That's okay. Remember, guys, talk about this kind of stuff. I rule as rules as intended, as fit with my game a lot of times. A lot of it has to do with short and long-term rests. If you get interrupted on a long-term rest, if combat happens, it breaks your long-term rest because you are exerting yourself. And that's that. There's no way around it. It is what it is. If you have an encounter and you enter in combat, that's not going to be a long rest. You don't get 8 hours of interrupted sleep. You can get a short rest instead. That's how it is. That's how I rule. There's a lot of people that say, oh, but it's not because you didn't do it for an extended period of time. That's okay. That's okay. You don't have to agree with my ruling. And if that comes up once, now you know. Okay, for this time, because you didn't know, now I'll give you understanding that if you're interrupted and you do this, whoever actually participates in that combat will not get a long rest moving forward. For this one, y'all get long rests. Okay, it's a compromise. I'm telling you how I'm going to rule in the future. That's kind of how it goes. So just remember, if you're going to rule a certain way, be consistent. But if it doesn't meet your players' expectations, understand that, hey, this time they had expected it to turn out a certain way, which influenced what they decided to do. Just rule it consistently going forward. Food for thought.